And good morning. Assalamu alaikum. It's a great morning in uh, this Wednesday. Thank you, Mehra, for being with us. And really, it's an amazing weather in the morning. I've been actually awake since very early. I really
Yes,
love how this September, October weather. It's really
yes,
amazing here in Egypt. Yeah,
yes,
and you're having this colorful background that's really bringing some energy here in the room. Yeah. So,
I'm
how are
glad.
you, Mehra? Yeah.
I'm good. I'm good. Alhamdulillah. All fine.
All fine. Okay, so
Yes,
today our episode is going to it's our sixth episode, and actually we are discussing the remote work as we promised last time, and the hybrid working culture, and what are the
yes,
best practices and how to support organizations. What can
yes.
we do to support organizations to have a better working environment while remote working? So
Mm.
where do you want to start, Mehra?
First, I want to start by again highlighting the importance of having the organization culture in mind and always working on it and always trying to grow this healthy culture, this enabling culture that can help us achieve our goals and aspirations. Um, Having said so, one of the most important things that we have, I believe we have spoke about in our last episode is that in order to have this culture in place, you need to communicate all the time with your employees. You need connection. You need to as a leader, you need to show them how our values should be behaviorally manifested and reflected on our daily actions and decisions and all. And this is obviously when we are talking about remote working, it's not that easy and it's not that feasible because teams are scattered in different places. We meet over Zoom, or whatever different tools that we are using, and mainly the communication is may decrease into 20 or 15% from the communication or the opportunity to communicate with everyone all the time, like in the workplace or in the office. So again, culture is really important, whether we're working remote or not. It's really important. It turns employees into advocates. It helps the organization to retain the top talents. It makes everyone feel satisfied and confident that they are doing the right thing, and we are all heading or collaborating towards our goals and aspirations. So culture is important, remote or not. It doesn't matter. And as you mentioned, what we want to share with you, with everyone today, is how to promote for our culture, how to keep growing the culture, even if the teams are scattered, and even if we are working remotely. So culture is always in the mind.
So culture is always in the mind. Why are you doing this? I'm
Yeah.
seeing, this, yeah, that how we actually migrated with our habits from, local storage and from, local, hard disks and this to cloud,
Yes.
So when we're talking, it's I believe it's a similar thing, when organizations are going from their local servers or their local, offices or their local interactions into a cloud based, culture. So, when you said this, I saw cloud, that's connecting everyone. So
Yes.
the means to communicate may be more complex in terms of how you communicate the culture and how you connect each and every piece of the organization to the cloud and keep it
Yes.
secured, keep it private, keep it, in a way, connected. It's very
Yes.
complex in the back end, but in
I
the front
totally
end, the
agree.
user experience is seamless.
Yeah, I totally
Everywhere I
agree.
go, I'm still connecting to this organization. I belong
Exactly.
to this cloud. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. And you know what? When you said we migrated into cloud, I believe the same process happens when when a company, either you're starting with this remote mode or you're migrating into cloud. office mode to the remote working from home sort of mode. Because in this migration, step one, you need to rethink all the processes that you have, rethink the recruitment process, rethink the onboarding process, rethink the performance management process, the tools that you use in order to manage performance or in order to manage the tasks and projects that we have. So step one actually is this migration, and during this migration, every manager should rethink all these processes and see how and what can be done differently in order to make people feel like they are still connected, that we are, and that they understand about mission, the vision, the company, the values, the team members, and everything, but in a different way. So this should be step number one.
So, as if
Yes,
is mapping everything, putting everything in perspective, what we want to keep and what we want to have and what we want to what we want to stay in our practice. Just put it, and see how we can keep it in the new cloud system or
exactly.
this. Yeah.
Exactly. One of the things, for example, is that usually an onboard in the onboarding process, it might take back when we used to work at the office. It took like 2 days, 3 days, maximum a week. But online and with remote teams, the onboarding remotely might take more than 2 weeks, more than 1 week. It might take 2 weeks. Um, Even the tools that we use. For onboarding, we used to have this induction program where everyone understand their roles and responsibilities. This is the company, this is the structure, these are our values, and maybe have this nice exercise where we understand the values in different ways and all that. Remote working or a remote onboarding will might be different. One of the ideas that is being implemented, and it's really helpful, is to initiate a mentoring program. So Sharaf joined the company, and Mehra is with the company for 2 years now. Now Mehra will be the organization guiding partner for Sharaf. Whenever Sharaf wants to ask about something, is facing a problem that is not technical, that is not related to the work, the whatever the job he's doing, that is related to the organization, that is related to how do I submit my vacations, how whatever, he can go to his manager or he can go to the organization guiding partner that guides the new employee on how we do things inside the remote or this virtual organization. So this is one of the ideas that can be implemented. Again, rethinking the different processes, taking more time to onboard people, and making sure that they have different channels to get the information, different people to return back to when they have questions, is really helpful and is important. Again, when we're talking about how to maintain the culture with remote teams. This is one. Another important thing that I believe that all managers must put in consideration is, with remote team, you still need to install or make sure that that the team and the well-being psychological safety is something that you all the time you work on. In Zoom meetings, someone can easily just skip out of the meeting by closing the video or the camera, or just muting the sound. And a meeting for an hour or two can pass without even listening or hearing to this person or their ideas, their questions, their concerns, or whatever. Having this eye on growing a psychological safety and trust within the team, that yes, please share, you will not be judged, it's okay to make mistakes, We are here to support you with all the challenges that people face with remote working is important for any manager to consider.
Maybe there is something here I may actually experience myself because I've been in virtual meetings since something like 12 years until now. But I may tell that, too much talking about things that are irrelevant really disconnects people. So having lean meetings, lean in terms of putting what is necessary and
Yes,
disengaging the unrelated people early on, just putting an agenda, seeing who needs to hear what, getting the
yes,
juices out of, of the people in a very short focus times.
yes,
That's very crucial to successful
yes,
meetings that are very engaging, because I'm
yes,
one of these people who really disengage very often. I'm a very selective listener, and I pick and choose what to listen according to the agenda. Whenever somebody takes the mic and just goes, and telling out stories, challenges, talking from his own mind, and not
yes,
hearing the field and not connecting with the field, not saying something that is useful for me, I just disconnect. So so it's very psychological. So it's important to understand that people have tolerance, and make sure that everyone in the meeting really needs to hear
yes,
this piece or part. And actually, the formats of the meeting and the online experience, um, I've seen a lot of formats, and some of them were really, you cannot close your eyes, you cannot shut down. You have to just isolate yourself in a room and really get connected, because it's very interactive, very useful,
yes,
very impactful, and I
yes.
feel that every minute counts. It adds something to me and to the business.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I totally agree. And actually, you mentioned a really important point. One of the things that I encourage managers to do is to prioritize meaningful work, and for by this, usually people when they work remotely, they feel like, okay, so I need to prove that I am present, I need to prove that I am working, and in order for them to do is to respond to any requests, is to attend meetings where there is no value from them attending. They don't have anything to add. They will not learn anything new, or there's no reason for them to attend. But it's a way to prove that they are present, that we are connected, and we're working. Managers should prioritize meaningful work and should help their employees and their teams to do this prioritization as well. So it doesn't matter if you attend the whole meeting. Just attend the part where you will participate, where there's value, and where this is related to you accomplishing your tasks or jobs. It doesn't mean that if you are responding to the emails just now and I respond, present. What's important is that you understand your job, you're doing your job, you're connecting and collaborating with the team. This is important. So this is one thing people might fall into again while working remotely. I want to prove that I'm present, so let me attend all meetings. Let me say anything in any meeting, and let me respond to all emails at once, because this means that I am present.
yeah,
And this takes us to step number four, or another point that managers should do with remote teams is that you should explicitly explain how we work, how we do work here as a remote team. Uh, do we have flexibility when it comes to working hours or not? What is the level of flexibility? Is it good to see you online 24/7 or not? Is it important for us? Is it our culture to see you online 24/7 or not? If sometimes one of the team leaders that I work with, he's literally online 24/7. you always see this green light beside his name on the Google or on the Gmail. Um, so I was having this chat with him, and I told him, what message are you sending to your team members by doing that? You're okay with working long hours. You see, you know how to balance. Sometimes you just take like 5 6 days off in order to relax. But what kind of message are you sending to your team? This is really important. And after the discussion, he made a very good point.
Mehra, I guess there is a problem with the streaming. Hello.
Okay, now we are back.
Yes, sorry. Yeah.
It's
So,
okay.
mm,
This is a really important point. Another thing that I see really useful to keep engaging the remote team, and make sure that you keep engaging people within the frame and the culture and and living the values that we promote for the company, is to have weekly, daily meetings, regular rituals where we don't only discuss business and performance and objectives, but we also discuss, we share feedback. We commented about one of our values, and how do you see that this value is helping you in accomplishing your job, and how and what do you want to change, how the tools and processes that are helping, where we share feedback on how we are doing things as a team, and what needs to change, what needs to continue, and what we need to stop. Having this as a regular ritual is really important, in order not to just for the manager to forget all about it and just skip between the tasks in daily job, and all that.
it's not only about opening channels here for quality improvement. It's also about having serious discussions, yeah, about how we can actually get better, and opening
Yes,
different channels for people to contribute in this.
yes, yes.
And I
And
believe that here comes the complexity. It was, in the office, it was just about calling for a meeting and telling the meeting is what it is all about, and in the room everything happens. Somebody will right before the meeting. Somebody will actually come in the meeting and present something. Somebody will actually ask questions that may be disruptive, or maybe we understand each other when it comes to the energy of the room here.
yes,
So it has to be the same channels that we used to have in the energy of the meetings that we had in the rooms before, when it was in the office spaces. I believe that we need to consider this in the cloud. So
yes,
we expect people to maybe give a channel for people to comment before the meeting starts. Give another
yes,
channel for people to break, or to ask for interrupt or disrupt. We have
yes,
to give people opportunities to present solutions, some people
yes,
to brainstorm, and actually the understanding the differences in how people actually relate to ideation is the complexity that has to be brought in how we manage remote workers. All the
yes,
channels should be open, and actually the manager should be present. And here and what I experienced in our organization, in Authentic Coaching Academy, that when we went remote, we had to hire more people for the task of communication, of better communication. The communication management became an issue.
yeah,
When we had these face-to-face meetings, it was very easy actually
yes,
to communicate and connect everyone. But afterwards, I believe that the complexity of getting communication from everyone and putting everybody online and on board, we needed to hire a communication manager here to make sure everything.
Yes,
And
and
uh,
but
yeah,
I need to stop you here. Actually, you will not be able always to hire a communication manager, but the manager here needs to, for example, if it was acceptable for a manager to manage direct report in the office space. Now, I need to understand that my manager, in order to give one-on-one time for every direct report, at least once a week, just to chat about their business, their lives, how things are going, and all that, and give again time for the team in order to check to get feedback, discuss about the challenges and all that. Um, Maybe managers here will need to assign less team members to each manager, but the manager must have this one-on-one relation. So it's not always the right thing to do is to get some external communication manager to manage the communication across with all teams. The manager must establish this one-on-one relation. They must have this one-on-one meetings, and also they must schedule every now and then an off-site meeting where people meet and talk and say and see each other face to face. But this should be done by the manager, the team lead, the one who is managing the team, and plans and setting objectives and evaluating objectives and all that, not someone else.
um, so here instead of, يعني that's يعني another viewpoint. It's actually that to reduce the number of reports, direct reports for each manager, that means you take more time to communicate, or more time for communication, for the role of communication to deliver.
This
And this is, يعني either you hire somebody to manage this for the same number of people, or you reduce the number of direct reports for each manager to attend to quality communication. And what we mean
Exactly.
here is more of quality communication, and making sure that each and every message is cascaded from up down and down up in the
Yeah.
manner that really synchronizes everyone and aligns everyone on the corporate culture, the intended culture that we started, that we need to communicate, and we need to keep, and we need everybody to be aligned on, even if they're to connect to the same cloud where we all belong.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and setting the boundaries and setting everything. Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you think of it, and just to take an example, in the work in the office, a manager can just step out of his office, just walk around the floor, check his team, check everyone, how are you doing, how things are, the job, the task, the report, whatever, and it would take like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 1 hour max to check on the team and have this one-on-one conversations, just quick conversations. Online, it takes more than that. It takes deliberate effort from the manager to make sure that yes, I have a one-on-one meeting with everyone who is reporting to me during the week, and during this meeting there's time scheduling. Even if we set like a weekly meeting, a bi-weekly meeting, whatever, there's time spent in scheduling, making sure that the technology is on the all setup is in place, and the meeting will take more than this quick, casual 5 minutes talk while standing on the desk. So it is a deliberate effort, and it requires more time from the manager.
So we have
Well,
a question here from Sharif. Just one moment. Sharif
yes,
Gafar is
yes,
asking. That's why there is agenda, and often keep time for questions at the end of a pitch. Maybe he was commenting on the part when we said about the agenda, about the engagement of
yes.
people. So yeah. So thank you, Sharif, for this comment. So okay, please, I'm sorry I interrupted you, but yeah.
No, 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 it's okay.
No.
One thing that I want, because we're approaching the 30 minutes, and I want to, I saw that it's very important is that to make sure that we honor the personal and family commitments of our employees. A very successful initiative that we after COVID and after we turned from office work into working from home is that when school start with the first day or the second day and third day of the when the school starts, the house is in chaos. Everyone is trying to set up whatever system that they are going to work on in Egypt because we are not used to the online learning. The setup, the network, the voice where we're going to sit and all that. One of the things is that um, um, we decided to allow parents to start the work day late. So school will start at 8 and ends 1, and they can start their office hours starting 2. So they get the time and to support their kids, support do whatever they want to do in order to make sure that the setup is working really well for the first week or the first 2 days after school started. And this helped people and we did not lose productivity. Actually, people worked, but they started late, and they appreciated that we put this in consideration. It was really helpful. So honoring these changes or these events that take place in your people's and team members' lives, especially when they are working remotely, is really important. And having initiatives to support them during these events is again is really important, and it strengthens the culture of the organization and the relation between the everyone on the team. Aside from, of course, when there is a special holiday, special national event, when we send like gifts, you send like games, toys, whatever, candies, chocolate, whatever, you send it to home and let's celebrate it together and customize with the company name or a brand or whatever. But honoring these special events, family events, is really impactful and makes a lot of difference.
Yeah, that's really humane, and actually, in a way, it recognizes people. However, I believe that the employees from their side also they are encouraged also to communicate their circumstances. Instead of
Yes.
because I really remember in the beginning of the days that when you're just you don't have like a flag before the meeting that something can happen that can interrupt the meeting, like an embarging kid who just had something in school that happened, or somebody of
Yes.
the dependents who's just calling out for support or calling out for a need while you're in a meeting, or somebody who's crossing behind the person who's just in the homeware or something.
Yes.
So in a
Yes.
way, if this is not communicated beforehand, I believe it's part of the maturity of the staff themselves or the employees, and to explain just beforehand, please, I may interrupt the meeting once or twice because I'm having a toddler, I'm having somebody who's needing my support. My kid is in examination. Maybe they're taking an online exam. I may not be able to open the camera because I'm hosting someone at home. Maybe communicating these things before the meeting will make it just it will keep the system at rest because it's part of
Yes.
the maturity, like contracting,
Yes.
pre-contracting. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And
We shouldn't
again,
guess what people are having at home.
yes, yes, and
Mm.
again, this goes back to the building this psychological safety, safe environment, where
Yeah.
people feel like it's okay to share whatever challenges I'm facing, and no one will even assume that this is influencing my performance badly, or no one will accuse me that because I'm attending to my kid or whatever, that I'm not participating or I'm not engaged or I'm not present in the meeting or whatever. So again, when the manager makes sure that people are feeling secure and safe, and that they will not be judged, this will make them feel encouraged to share whatever is happening.
Yeah, that's very important because sometimes people feel like shame if something like this happens. Sometimes there are some funny events, and one still recalls until now. Even it happened with one, but however, it's life, yeah, because actually it's where, the I believe that this era in our life, it's where everything converged. Who you are
Yes.
at work is impacting who you are at home, and who you are at home is impacting who you are at work. And this cloud that we formed, the clouds that we're forming to, govern the corporate cultures, is getting more into connecting people with the essence of who they are as
Yes.
real human beings, and how they are. And actually it's almost melting, the boundaries between what we called before professional attitude and personal attitude. It's becoming who you are, and what cloud or people you are connecting to, because
Yes.
that's where you will feel homey. That's where
Yes.
you can feel at home. And here, it's so if who will win, I believe, in this setup is the more appealing homey culture that will
Yes.
allow you to be yourself, allow
Yeah.
each employee to be on their match their values, match who they are and who they want to be, and what makes them at rest and in a homeostasis, in a status of, alignment between who they are at home and at work, because it's the convergence already happened. So
Yes. Yes.
I believe it's something to contemplate, food for thought, something to
Yeah.
contemplate on. So I believe that we are at the top of the 30 minutes. We finished already 30 minutes. So Mehra, I know that you already serve organizations with culture consultation and culture transformation and coaching. So can you talk more about about your services, and how you can support organizations to achieve their success in remote and hybrid, cultures?
Um, yeah. Actually, this is what I'm doing, and I did, alhamdulillah, successfully with my current employers, Eyewear Systems. We have starting April 2020, we've decided to move to actually March 2020. We decided to move to complete remote working in order because this will ensure the safety and the health of our team and the employees. And it was a great journey, actually, starting with making sure that people, as you mentioned, people are understand what does it mean to be working from home, what does it mean to be how to not to be ashamed of this conversion that will happen in your personal life and your work life. A kid popping in the meeting and saying hello and all that. Um, Plus making sure that people understand that in order to maintain a well-being, your health and well-being, we need to have certain guidelines to manage the work at home, number of hours, flexibility, how flexible we are, to what extent, to what level, what does it need in order for you to be flexible and still not to impact the team and the work in a negative way, and at last succeed in achieving your objectives. Lots and lots of things. It's a huge change, and understanding the organization and where they are and where they want to be. I try to support the managers and the team leaders and the employees on adapting and embracing this new change in this new era. Um, and again, what I shared was the lessons learned from this experience, attending to these finest details, attending to these events that takes place in people's life, and how we as an organization can accommodate some of these events in a way that will not harm the productivity. Some organizations might, or some leaders might say, "Oh, okay, we don't care about homeschooling. People should manage. People should put plans." But actually, what will happen is that you will have someone who's working online, but he's not present or she's not present because they want to support their kids in establishing this online connection or troubleshoot whatever. One other thing is that um, work from home or remote teams puts more vagueness to the whole thing, so how can I prove to my manager that I'm working? How can I prove to my manager that I'm present? No, you don't have to be online all day in order to prove this. Just need to make your objectives. So change your mindset, changing ideas. This is something else that I learned. It's really important in order to make sure that people are engaged. Having these scheduled rituals like a coffee hour, virtual coffee hour, virtual happy hour, virtual let's meet and connect, virtual chats. All these things are really important in order to be able to support a remote team. Lots and lots of things there, Sharif. You asked me a question that I was not well prepared for. Lots and lots of things that we can support teams to start adapting in order to adopting in order to move from office to remote working teams successfully.
Okay, that's amazing. I really adore this, Mehra. Really, thank you for this generosity and this amazing session. I believe that if you want to connect with Mehra, you can actually connect with her directly on LinkedIn on her profile. It shows on the reel down there. So I just have an announcement to make by the end of this, conversation. It's related to our culture and transformation team coaching and culture transformation coaching program, which will start on 16th of October. Actually, the last day in the early bird discount is 29th, is 30th of September. By beginning of October, the 50% discount is actually will go away. Actually, in this program, actually lots of tools of how to transform cultures, team coaching, and this stuff. Actually, it's 90 hours ACSTH. It's based on 3 modules, and it supports you to understand the tools for transforming organizations, for culture transformation, for team coaching, and includes the ICF team coaching competences, as well building trust among teams and seeing how to work with issues like conflict resolution and with the latest state of the art methodologies. And I believe that if you want to join our program, just scan the code down there. And thank you really, Mehra, for your generosity today, and I hope for you a wonderful day. And I believe the next event, we will have a Q&A event, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and we will announce this event on LinkedIn so that it's a PM session. It's that's the difference between that's the live session, and the other one is that it will be an open Zoom meeting, and there are very limited seats for those who are going to join to interact with us in Q&A about corporate culture. And the next episode will be, inshallah, on the 10th of the Wednesday, the 10th of October, right?
Yes.
Wednesday, the 13th of October. 13th of October. Okay, our next episode, and the Q&A session will come the week after, right?
Yes.
So thank you, Mehra, and really for everyone, have an outstanding day for today. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.